Okay, so I'm just going to show you what I'm working on at present. This is in Rhino and it's with Grasshopper. Um, so what I've this is basically data for a spray hood recover. So the bottom edges and the frames, and also the perimeter curve. And I've marked where we would ideally want the rear bar and the forward bar of the enclosure. So let's go. There you go. Through that all being on the correct layers and the geometry being picked, that's auto-generated. Okay, if I was to move that point, I can regenerate the cockpit enclosure. I've got lots of control over the spray hood, so I can modify the windows. The yellow curve can be adjusted there. That's just a guide curve for the ISO curves on the service, and that can be adjusted. But so we can, for example, we can change the color. We can change on the spray hood from 2 to 3 windows. I can adjust the width for the front window. I can adjust the width for the pillars. I can do similar things for the cockpit enclosure. I can decide whether I want a window in the wings or not, and I can change these radiuses, these settings. I can change the height of the window here. Basically, we try to build in anything that the customer might ask for us to adjust. If I don't want filleted corners on the windows, I can take those out. Okay. So let's move on. The cockpit enclosure. So it's a work in progress, not finished. So if I want to pick up the height of these of the enclosure, whoops, wrong view. So I can adjust the enclosure. Yes, it'll take a few seconds to draw, but that's not a problem because it would take a long time manually. What you can see in the background here is we're looking at auto flattening this and adding seam allowances and one thing and another, as we do for the Bimini software we've written. So again, if I want to lower the height, that's just lowered the height now. Okay, we will end up having to debug this. That's part and parcel of the process. So I can change the so that's a guide curve if we wanted to match the curvature of the spray hood with the cockpit enclosure frame. That's a guide curve. So I can change all the parameters on the so I'm going to tighten up the corner radius. And I'm going to take out so it'll take a few seconds to recompute. I'll put a tighter radius in there. So that's if we're looking to match what we're doing with the spray hood. So if I do not want to narrow the frame so much, so you'll find that this will push out now. Obviously that doesn't look very nice. We can adjust it, we can bring it in, we can soften that corner radius, we can add more curvature to the top, and we have the yellow line as a guideline. Here, if I want to move the foot in terms of the winch, so if I'm trying to clear the winch on here, I can adjust the frame. So if we look in this area here, I'll recompute in a minute, you'll see the frame will change. So it's changed, the mounting points come further forward, configuration's changed. I can adjust the windows. Okay, so you can just see me changing a few settings on here. I can move the zip positions. I can narrow that back door. Obviously adjust it at the top as well. Okay, so lots of control over what I do. We can adjust these windows as well. Okay, so that's just a little demo. Okay, as I say, we will be looking, or I will be looking to work on auto producing the production files for this as well.